my friend. Today, I want to invite you to begin a very special journey with me, a journey that doesn't require strength, money, or drastic change, yet has the power to protect your heart, your brain, and the precious years still ahead of you. My name is David. I've been a physician caring for older adults for more than 30 years, and the deeper I go into this work, the clearer one truth becomes: health isn't created by big, dramatic changes. It's built from the tiny habits we repeat every single day. They may seem simple, even ordinary, but these small habits quietly protect your blood vessels, stabilize your blood pressure, keep your heart strong, and help your mind stay sharp as you age. I've met hundreds, maybe thousands of patients over 50 who believed aging itself was their biggest enemy. But no, the real enemy was the little habits they forgot to care about. Small things with big consequences: stroke, blood clots, high blood pressure, chronic fatigue, many of which could have been avoided if they'd only known sooner. In today's video, I'm going to share 8 morning habits that I truly believe everyone in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond should adopt. This isn't theory. These are real habits I've seen transform lives right in my clinic, habits that help my patients feel stronger, healthier, and more at peace. But before we dive in, I want to ask you for one small favor. If what I share today resonates with you, if you feel that someone is speaking to you sincerely, hoping you live longer and healthier, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, not just to support me, but so each week I can send you gentle, practical knowledge, simple tools that can help you avoid illness, extend your years, and live more comfortably day to day. Now, let's step into the first habit. A new morning is beginning, and with it, another chance to care for yourself. 1. Morning habit: checking your blood sugar. Have you ever woken up feeling heavier than usual? Maybe your hands trembled just a bit, or your mind felt slow, like it hadn't fully powered on yet. One of my patients, Linda, 64 years old, once told me, "Doctor, I thought it was just aging, but it turned out my blood sugar was quietly creeping up every single morning." Morning is when your body tells you the truth. After a long night with no food, your fasting blood sugar shows what's really going on with your metabolism, your insulin, and most importantly, your blood vessels. And those vessels, they're the roads that carry life to every part of your body. When they're damaged even just a little, the risk of stroke begins to rise like a shadow behind you, one you can't see but should never ignore. Imagine this: each morning, before the sun shines through your window, you take just 1 minute to check your blood sugar. If you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, 1 minute. But that 1 minute can prevent years of silent damage. It's like checking the lock on your front door every night. Small, simple, but it protects the whole house. Science is clear: consistently high morning blood sugar damages the endothelium, the delicate lining of your blood vessels. That tiny injury is the first step toward blood clots and stroke. I've seen too many patients wish they had checked sooner, known sooner, changed sooner. So if you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s, I want you to treat this habit as a gift to your future self, not something to fear, not something to obsess over, simply a way to understand your body better, gently, kindly, proactively. Ask yourself, can I spend 1 minute each morning to protect my blood vessels? I believe you can. And I'll be right here, walking with you every step of the way. 2. Drink water immediately after waking up. You know, every morning when we open our eyes, the body doesn't wake up like a fully charged machine. It wakes up more like a quiet river that has been flowing all night slowly, silently leaving behind dry patches we can't see. Think about this feeling. Have you ever woken up with a dry mouth, a heavy head, or stiff hands and feet that take a moment to warm up? Many people think it's just aging, but in truth, it's your body saying, "I'm dehydrated." While you sleep, you lose water through your breath, your skin, and all the small metabolic processes that keep you alive. By morning, your blood is thicker, a bit more viscous, and from a medical perspective, that's never something to ignore. I remember a patient of mine, Robert, 71 years old, said, "Doctor, every morning when I stand up, my heart races and I feel a bit dizzy. I thought it was just age." So I asked him, "Do you drink water right after waking up?" He laughed. "No, I wait until breakfast, just that one small habit, but it made a big difference." Think of your blood vessels as a highway. When you're dehydrated, traffic slows down, cars bunch together, and everything feels stuck. But with a single 8-10 oz glass of water, the whole system opens up. The blood flows smoother, the heart works easier, so important when your vessels aren't as elastic as they were at 25. Science tells us morning dehydration increases blood viscosity, and the thicker the blood, the higher the risk of clot formation. And clots, well, they are the silent enemy of the heart and brain. So before you check your phone, before you make your coffee, before you even leave the bedroom, drink a full glass of water. Think of it as an act of love toward your body. Ask yourself, just one glass of water, and it can help my blood flow better, help my heart work easier. Why wouldn't I do that? You deserve that. And after all the years your body has worked tirelessly for you, it deserves that kindness too. 3. Flossing, protecting your heart from inside your mouth. My friend, there's something many people overlook. But after more than 30 years working with older adults, I consider it one of the small hidden secrets that protects both the heart and the brain. Flossing. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just a thin little piece of string. But often, it's the smallest things that create the biggest change. I remember one of my patients, Margaret, 68 years old, asked me, "Dr. David, my teeth feel fine. Why do you keep reminding me to floss every day?" I smiled and told her, "Margaret, the issue isn't just in your teeth, it's in what's flowing through your bloodstream. You see, the gums are one of the easiest places for inflammation to hide, especially when tiny bits of food get stuck in areas a toothbrush can't reach. Even a small amount of gum inflammation allows bacteria and inflammatory molecules to slip into the bloodstream. And once they enter, they don't just sit quietly. They trigger a chain reaction I've seen far too many times: blood vessel injury, plaque buildup, and over time, blood clots forming like a silent ambush. Have you ever imagined that not flossing could increase your risk of stroke? Most of my patients say, "I never would have thought of that," but science is clear. People who floss daily reduce their risk of ischemic stroke by 22% and reduce stroke related to heart disease by up to 44%. 44%. That's not a small number. That's nearly half the chance of avoiding a life-altering event. I want you to imagine this. You're standing in front of the mirror in the morning, soft light touching your face. You pick up that little piece of floss. It takes maybe 30 seconds, sometimes less. But with each gentle glide between your teeth, you're not just cleaning your mouth, you're protecting your blood vessels. A tiny action, but a promise to your future health. I often ask my patients, would you spend less than 1 minute a day to cut your stroke risk almost in half? When they nod, I know they've just given their body a meaningful gift. So starting tomorrow morning, before you begin your day, give a moment to that humble little string. It's simple, it's gentle, and it might just save you from something none of us ever want to face. And I'll be right here, walking with you one small, protective habit at a time. 4. Gentle movement for 2 to 10 minutes. You know, every morning the body is like a machine that's been resting for 7 or 8 hours. Everything slows down a bit: circulation, breathing, the joints, almost as if the whole system is waiting for a gentle nudge to wake up again. I often tell my patients, morning isn't the time to rush. It's the time to wake the body with kindness. I remember James, 72 years old, who once told me, "Doctor, every morning I feel stiff, like an old rusty hinge." I laughed and said, "You're not older than you think. James, your body just wants a little oil, that's all. After a full night of stillness, circulation slows, and joints, especially after 50, become a little dry, a little tight. Have you ever stepped out of bed and felt your knees hesitate or your back feel a bit tighter than the night before? That's not aging's fault. That's your body whispering, 'Move me, just a little.' All it takes is 2 to 10 minutes. You don't need to exercise like an athlete, just gentle movements, shoulder rolls, neck stretches, calf stretches, or a slow walk around the house. Picture this: you step outside onto your porch and take a long, deep breath. The morning air is cool, cleaner, softer. Each slow step feels like a greeting to your heart, to your blood vessels. Your heart rate rises just a little, not rushed, like warming up an old, faithful car that needs a moment to run smoothly for the rest of the day. Science shows even light morning movement activates circulation, reduces the sudden blood pressure spike that can occur when standing, and improves cardiovascular function. I've watched patients who once felt dizzy every morning become completely stable after adding just a few minutes of stretching. What I love most about this habit is that it doesn't require strength. It requires presence, gentleness, and respect for the body that's carried you through so many years. Ask yourself, can I give my body a few minutes in the morning so it doesn't have to fight stiffness and fatigue the entire day? Just a few minutes. But with each stretch, each slow step, you're sending your heart a message: I'm still caring for you, little by little. And that's one of the most beautiful things we can do for ourselves in the second half of life. 5. Spend 2 minutes reducing morning stress. My friend, if there's one thing I wish every person over 50 understood sooner, it's this: morning stress isn't just a feeling, it's a physical event happening in your heart, your blood vessels, your brain. People often think stress is emotional, but after seeing far too many strokes linked to accumulated stress, I can tell you stress is a silent toxin. It doesn't shout, but it destroys. Think about this. Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and immediately felt your heart beating a little too fast, your breath too shallow, your mind already tight with worry? One of my patients, Richard, 67, once told me, "Doctor, I wake up tired, not in my body, but in my head." I looked at him and gently said, "That's cortisol." Richard, and we can soften it. Cortisol, the stress hormone, peaks in the morning. When it rises too high, it increases blood pressure, raises blood sugar, and sparks inflammation throughout the body. And when inflammation rises, blood vessels become more fragile, more vulnerable, and plaque forms more easily. Add just one small trigger and a blood clot can form, leading to a stroke. Scary, yes, but here's the good news. We can change it in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes of slow breathing, 2 minutes of closing your eyes and letting your breath wash away tension before it even forms. I often teach my patients this simple exercise. Sit or stand comfortably. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold gently for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat about 6 times. Total time just 2 minutes. But those 2 minutes can shift your entire nervous system from stress to calm. One of my patients, Helen, 74, told me after 3 weeks of doing this every morning, "Doctor, I'm not just healthier, I feel lighter." And that's the point. Not to escape stress, life will always bring challenges, but to help your body step down a level. Let the heart slow just a little. Let the blood vessels relax just a little. Ask yourself, can I give my body 2 minutes of peace every morning? 2 minutes won't change the world, but it might change your health breath by breath, day by day. And I'll be right here, walking this journey with you. 6. Measuring your blood pressure in the morning. You know, there's something I remind my older patients so often that they sometimes tease me, "Dr. David, the way you talk." Checking my blood pressure sounds more important than breakfast, and I just smile. Because, in many ways, it is. Morning, especially between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., is when the body goes through a strong wake-up surge. Cortisol rises, heart rate rises, blood pressure rises. It's a natural process, but in older adults. It's also the time of day when strokes happen most frequently. I remember one of my patients, Charles, 70 years old, asked me, "I feel fine. Doc, no symptoms at all. Why do I need to check my blood pressure so often?" And I had to explain slowly and sincerely. Because the absence of symptoms is exactly what makes it dangerous. High blood pressure is a silent enemy. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make you dizzy right away. It doesn't warn you with anything dramatic. But silently, day after day, it stiffens your arteries, thickens them, narrows them like a wide road slowly shrinking without you noticing. Then one morning, when cortisol spikes and your blood pressure jumps without you feeling a thing, everything can change in just seconds. I want you to picture this. You can prevent a major health event with a simple action that takes less than 1 minute. Slide the cuff on, press a button, wait a few seconds. That's it. So simple, so gentle. Yet it becomes your third eye, the tool that lets you watch over your own body. Science shows that measuring blood pressure 2 to 3 times a week in the morning and writing it down helps detect hidden hypertension and fluctuating blood pressure problems many people miss until it's too late. Evelyn, 76, once told me if I had started checking 5 years earlier, I probably could have avoided my mild stroke. Her words have stayed with me, and they're why I never stop reminding my patients. So tomorrow morning, before life grabs your attention and pulls you into the day, give yourself 1 minute. 1 minute to measure, 1 minute to understand your body better. Ask yourself, if something this simple could save my life, why wouldn't I do it? You deserve that peace of mind. And as always, I'll be right here walking beside you, one small, protective step at a time, safeguarding your heart and brain each day. 7. An anti-inflammatory breakfast. My friend, if there's one meal that acts like a gatekeeper for your vascular health, it's breakfast. I often tell my patients, breakfast is the first message you send your body each day. Whatever you say, your body will follow. And the sad thing is, many people, especially after 50, start their day with foods that make the body work harder, not easier. I remember Susan, 62, telling me, in the morning, I usually have a pastry and a little sweet coffee. I thought it was light, but my blood sugar keeps climbing. I looked at her and said, it's not your fault. You just haven't heard what your body has been whispering. Sweet foods, fried foods, refined white flour, even a small amount can send your blood sugar soaring first thing in the morning. And when blood sugar spikes, the body creates inflammation. That inflammation goes straight into your blood vessels. And at our age, those vessels are already delicate. They don't need another harsh blow. I want you to imagine your blood vessels as the old, peaceful streets of a quiet town. If you start your day with oil, sugar, and processed carbs, it's like sending heavy trucks barreling down those narrow streets, kicking up dust and creating small potholes that later become big problems. But if you start your day with anti-inflammatory foods, you're letting a cool morning breeze sweep through, keeping the roads clean and open. An anti-inflammatory breakfast doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be right. Fresh fruit, light and refreshing, a bowl of oatmeal warm, full of fiber, keeping blood sugar steady, an egg rich in protein and gentle on the body, plain yogurt feeding the microbiome, a slice of whole grain bread slow, steady energy instead of sugar spikes, a small handful of nuts, walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and if you can, a drizzle of olive oil, a little gift for your heart. One of my patients, Daniel 74, told me after 6 weeks of switching to an anti-inflammatory breakfast, doctor, I feel like I've gotten younger, lighter, clearer. And I believe it because I've seen that same transformation in so many people. So tomorrow morning, before you decide what to eat, ask yourself, is this going to nourish my body or tire out my blood vessels? You have the power to choose, and that choice, small as it seems, can shape your cardiovascular health for years to come. Be gentle with your body. Start with breakfast, and I'll be right here, walking with you on that journey. 8. Planning micro movements. Avoiding long periods of sitting, my friend. If there's one thing that worries me most about older adults today, it's not disease itself, it's how long we sit. It sounds harmless, simple. But after decades of watching its consequences, I can tell you sitting too long is a silent thief of health. And I want to share with you a habit I call micro movements, tiny little actions that have a much bigger impact on your blood vessels than you might imagine. I remember a follow-up visit with Larry, 69 years old, who walked into my office and said, "Doc, I don't even do anything strenuous. I just sit and watch TV, read the paper, do my crossword, but my legs feel heavy, puffy, sometimes even sharp pains." I looked at him gently and said, "That's exactly the problem, Larry, because you're not doing anything. Your blood is getting stuck. When we sit for long stretches, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, the blood flow in our legs slows down. The circulation that keeps our bodies alive and energetic simply doesn't get the push it needs. And when the flow slows, blood begins to pool in the veins. That's when the risk of clots goes up. A blood clot in the leg can form quietly, invisibly sometimes in just a couple of hours of sitting in front of the TV. I've seen too many heartbreaking cases from people who thought resting in a chair was harmless. But for your blood vessels, rest doesn't mean staying still, it means gentle movement. That's why morning is the perfect time to set your intention for the day every hour. I'm going to stand up for 2 to 3 minutes. I'll walk a little, roll my shoulders, stretch my back, give my calves a little pull. These tiny movements, just seconds long, are like small acts of kindness for your heart and your circulation. I want you to picture your body like a river. A river needs a little stirring to keep the water fresh, to keep it from becoming stagnant. Just a few micro movements, and you keep that river alive. Eleanor, 73, told me after 3 weeks of doing this, my legs feel lighter. But you know what surprised me most? My mind feels clearer. My mood's better. Who knew standing up a little could change so much? And she was right. The smallest habits often hold the greatest power. So tomorrow morning, when you plan your day, add one simple intention. Don't let your body stay still for too long. Let every hour be a chance to move, stretch, wake your circulation gently. Ask yourself, my body has carried me through so many years. Can I offer it a few minutes of movement in return? I believe you can. And I'll be right here, supporting you through every step, no matter how small. Conclusion. My friend, if you've stayed with me all the way to this moment, I want to tell you something I've learned after more than 30 years as a physician. Health doesn't change in a single day, but it changes because of what you do every day. And the 8 morning habits we've talked about, small, simple, gentle, are the quiet bricks that build a stronger body, a healthier heart, and a sharper mind for years to come. I've seen many patients enter their 60s or 70s believing their health could only decline. But when they started making tiny adjustments, drinking water a little earlier, breathing a little deeper, moving a little more, eating a little better, they came back to my office with a different look in their eyes, lighter, steadier, even younger. Those moments remind me that anyone, at any age, can change the direction of their health. I want you to remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. And beginning in the morning is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. If today's video made you think, inspired you, or simply helped you understand your body a little better, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. Every week, I'll bring you gentle, practical, meaningful health insights, things I wish everyone over 50 had known much earlier. Thank you for spending your time with me today. May your mornings be peaceful, your body strong, and your life long and filled with ease. I'll see you in the next video.